All right, guys, we decided to come out here on a little walk right now to kind of boost our spirits, but at the same time, it is starting to rain soon.
You know, is that kind of fitting?
Yeah.
Maybe it's kind of...
You can probably hear the thunder in the background. No lightning yet, so that's good.
You know what? What better way to start out your morning than a morning walk in the rain?
Yeah.
I think, you know, it's...
Right? I know. I think it's just so like fitting. But there are a lot of clouds moving in, and according to the forecast, it doesn't look like it's going to be raining on us, but who knows? So
I mean, you know, this is Florida. You never know. I will say it's been a long time since we've had a rainstorm.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of excited to get a nice rainstorm here.
Right?
I mean, we're getting into almost hurricane season. That starts in May.
Yeah.
We're not there quite yet, but you guys, as Jared said, it feels good to be back in the neighborhood.
I know.
Going on a little walk this morning. We got little Finners with us here.
First and foremost, though, we have to say a huge thank you to everyone who commented on our last video. You guys were absolutely incredible to us.
know.
Like, just the overpouring amount of love and like respect, I want to say. Like, it's just unbelievable.
You guys, you know what? I was reading a lot of the comments, and so many of you guys were saying how you feel so close to us, and it's crazy. Obviously, we've been sharing our lives here for the past almost 5 years, like a long time. Oh, that is a lot.
Yeah, I heard that one.
But really, like, it is kind of crazy. I know we don't know a lot of you guys in person, but we feel the same way where you guys share your stories, like we have that special connection, and it just means the world to us to have a community and so many friends that are there for us and support us and rooting for us. So yeah, as Jared said, thank you so much.
And as Brittany said, like, you know, we've read so many of your guys' comments, and like a lot of you guys comment on like every single one of our videos. And we've actually developed like a friendship with you guys, which is really cool. And sometimes when you guys come out here and we meet you, it's like now we're like lifelong friends.
That
it's really
is like
cool.
The funnest thing ever when we can make that work. It doesn't always happen, but when that does happen, it is awesome. All right, we decided we are going to turn around because the rain is starting to come down a little bit. We don't want to get downpoured on, although that would be kind of fun. In today's video, we thought we would give you a recap about my doctor appointment we had while we were out in Utah after our transfer failed. A ton to like unload there, and I actually want a lot of your advice for those of you that have had transfers. But before we get into that, we're really excited because today's sponsor of our video is Soundcore.
Which we love. We have a ton of their products and we use them like crazy.
Yeah, if you've been following us, you know we love Soundcore. That's who our speaker that we always take to the beach and everything.
And as you guys know, we don't promote anything on our channel unless it's something we truly use every single day, like something we actually like absolutely love. And so this one we actually had the opportunity to film before we actually left for Utah, and it was so cute because we actually used it with the girls and they had an absolute blast with that. So anyways, we'll show you guys it right now.
Oh, hello there.
Oh boy.
Where have you been?
Why do I just picture you as like a talk show host with this right now?
My mom always had a face for radio.
So this is the Soundcore Rave 3S AI karaoke party speaker. The other day we were outside with Michelle and Nate and the girls, and they were loving it. Jared and her, it was the cutest thing ever. I got a little footage of it.
All right, Nora, we got a surprise for you. Since you were so good earlier, I know one of your favorite things ever is to what?
So guess what this is, Nori?
We turn this all the way up. You hear your voice echo? Nora is gorgeous.
Jared is gorgeous.
Perfect.
So you hook it up to your phone via Bluetooth, but what's cool is you can literally take out the lyrics, so it can just be the music for karaoke.
For example,
no
you
way.
can take out all the lyrics.
Or make it like super soft.
Because it's hard to find songs without words.
Yeah.
He's singing right now. You can hear the lyrics.
Yeah.
If I press this button right here, it will remove the lyrics slowly. Sorry, it removes the audio, like the vocals. You can't hear it anymore.
Yeah, so then you sing, you know.
You can sing along with it.
But then you can like lessen it too by clicking on
there's
this.
like different levels. They were having the time of their life with this thing. They thought it was like the coolest thing ever. So if you're a family that likes karaoke, even see how it's going to like the beat of everything with the light, and at night it looks really, it looks really fun.
Really cool.
We've been playing around with this a ton, but honestly, not as only great for karaoke, it's just a really good speaker. Like it is the sound on it and everything. And Shell and I were even talking about, like, if you do events or anything like that, like the mics with the speaker. Comes with 2 mics. They fit in right back here, so you can like take it wherever. You can even hook up like guitars to it to like amplify the noise.
Yeah, and in addition to that, it has a 12-hour battery, so it lasts a very long time. Well guys, perfect for indoors, outdoors, time to hit the beach!
Oh man, anyways, we will put a link for this down in the description below in case you want to party with the Rave 3 as well.
We're back now from our walk.
We made it back just in time.
Look at this, you guys.
The downpour is coming.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, it has been so long, I feel like, since we've had a storm like this.
I know, it's been a while.
Oh, you guys, the smell of rain. Oh, that thunder.
Look at that. So it's definitely brighter over here, and it's pushing this way. So this might be a quick rainstorm. Being the
now,
you
how
little
the
nervous
thunder does make Ben a little bit nervous, huh, buddy? Yeah.
It's okay, dude. It's okay to be nervous.
We take you in.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave the door open though because it smells so good out there.
It does smell nice.
Get some fresh air in here. Did you hear that one?
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys could hear that, but it is thundering. Hardcore. Sweet little Finn had to be in my lap.
We haven't had a thunderstorm in a little while, so this guy's a little nervous. It's okay though.
I know.
Yeah.
So you guys, all right, let's jump into my doctor's appointment. So for any of you that may be new here, we went out to Utah Fertility Center, and that is where we did our transfer. Oh my gosh. It's so loud.
When it rains, it pours.
Hey, you know what? This is like story time.
Yeah, seriously,
Crazy.
Wow.
Oh, it's like the sheets are going, wait, Jared, you gotta show them how strong that is.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. You guys, the winds have picked up so much. Jared's getting a shot for you. Can you see just the wind blowing? Here you can see like the building across the street. Oh my gosh.
Britt, this is bad.
Right now? Holy cow. Yeah, it's been a long time since
I'm
we've
stepping
had a good
inside
storm
on
like
this
that.
one.
Yeah. That is crazy. Yeah, maybe
Isn't that
we'll
nuts?
shut the door. There's Florida for you.
Holy smokes,
I
that's
love it,
crazy.
Especially on days like this when we were just inside, you don't have to be out. It's a good thing we came back when we did.
Yeah.
That would have been not good.
Yeah,
to be
that
out
would have
in
been, because sometimes like storms just blow over, and I was just thinking, oh, like it's probably just gonna blow over.
And the
but
sky
then,
wasn't too dark compared
Yeah.
to how sometimes it can get. So.
Yeah, we're moving into spring now.
Yeah.
Wow, that was quick.
Anyway, sorry for that little interruption.
Yeah.
But okay, so yes, our doctor wanted to meet with us afterwards just to go over like everything. And because this was our first transfer, we really didn't know what to expect. And kind of going into it, you guys, I feel like, I know I kind of talked about this a little bit in our last video, but I feel like I wasn't prepared for it to fail. And it's more common than I was aware of because they just like, as we said, like all my levels were good, all my hormones were good, every ultrasound I went to was good, and there was just no like sign or like reason because like even I wish you would have prepared us a little bit more, our doctor, and maybe some do. Or maybe it was just my bad thinking, like, you know, this is.
I can understand that though, because that's exactly how I went into my microtesting surgery.
Yeah.
Was just thinking, you know what, it's gonna work out. Like, there's no, like, failure's not an option here. And it's like, no, like, there's a high chance it couldn't work out.
I mean, she gave us a 70% chance because
Yeah.
our embryos are PGT tested.
Yeah.
So we know that they're not abnormal because a lot of the times with embryo transfers, if you transfer an embryo that's not tested, if it's abnormal, then it won't take. But generally when they're tested and you kind of know their grading and everything, it makes it higher.
Yeah.
And so we were told to use our best graded embryo on our first transfer, which we did. And so I think with that coupled with, you know, no signs of any like thing was gonna go wrong, I was just like, oh yeah, we got this in the bag. Like, this is gonna work. And then when it didn't, I was just like, whoa, that 30% chance that they tell you, you know, I don't know. The 70% in my mind, I was just thinking 70% chance, but 30%, that's a big percentage too for it not to work.
And in my case, this is where, you know, I feel like I'm just more guarded now. But like in my case with the microtesty, there was only a 5% chance of being a success.
Yeah, so our odds were way, way lower.
Way lower. And so I think I might have been a little bit more hopeful and optimistic than I probably, I should have been more grounded, I guess.
Yeah. So anyways, when we talked to the doctor, I was like, yeah, so like, is there a reason like why it didn't work? And she was just like, basically, we just don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
I kind of hate that answer, but she's just like, sometimes it's something with the embryo, like just, it's kind of like a numbers game. And I've seen a lot of comments.
Yeah.
People have said, yeah, IVF can be like a numbers game. Sometimes you can have a great embryo, a great, uterus, and it just still doesn't take. And there's no really explanation. However, I have been researching, and this is where I want your guys' help. Are there any tests or anything you recommend that I do before our next transfer? Because I've been looking into something called reproductive immunology, I think it's pronounced. Pretty much like anything with your immune system, because when you take a little embryo and put it in you, like if your body, like it's foreign, right? And your immune system can attack it, apparently.
Yep.
And especially with these being adopted embryos, I was like, well, that kind of makes sense if like something like that's going on. But I've heard there's just a ton that goes into that type of testing, more money, more like a lot of stuff. And I just don't know if it's really worth it yet. I did bring it up to the doctor on the call, and she kind of left it up to us. She was like, I think we should try another transfer before going down that route, pretty much.
Yeah.
So yeah, just let me know your thoughts on that. Another thing is sometimes there can be like a bacteria that you don't really know about, so they put you on antibiotics, I'm pretty sure, and they can actually go in and get a sample of your uterus. You kind of do like a mock transfer almost. Like, so I would start on all the meds again, take progesterone, and then on the day you would do the transfer, instead of doing a transfer, they would go in and take like a sample of your uterus and then see if it is receptive at that time to try and pinpoint the right timing, apparently.
Yeah.
And I think that's called ERA. I don't know what it stands for. Let me know, you guys. We're so new to this. Obviously, I'm turning to you that have been down this road and maybe have experience with transfers and failed transfers and what you've done. Because I think that would be really helpful. Obviously, we want to make the transfer successful. So if there is something that's like pretty common that a lot of people do to change the outcome of a transfer, I think I would love to look into that, just to make sure there's nothing on my end I could be doing. Because these sweet little embryos, like, we don't want to obviously go through all of it and try and bring them here and then have it fail. Because obviously it's just heartbreaking all around.
Yeah, it's heartbreaking every single time you do it, and obviously it's not free. It's not covered by insurance, and it's pretty costly.
Well, and we only have so many for our little transfers, and we
so
obviously would love to have more than one child. Obviously, we're so grateful for just one, but ideally, if we could, we would love a sibling.
Yep, that'd be amazing, absolutely amazing. We grew up with siblings. We both kind of come from bigger families, so that would be really, really awesome. And Brittany is doing a phenomenal job of, getting herself in the best shape possible. But
the thing is, it's obviously not just that. Like, you could be in great shape and all of that, and that just has nothing to do with whether it takes or not. So that's why, let us know, you guys, if there's any test out there that you recommend. Let us know. I know there's only a certain amount of doctors that do the immunology testing. I have researched, there's a few companies I've heard of that you can do like extensive testing through. So I'm kind of looking into that as well. There's like some online tests you can order and you send samples in. Yeah. But we're obviously just starting to look into this because we're brand new to it.
Yeah. We kind of brought this up in, I think, yesterday's video, but we were talking about how so many of you guys have said that it takes like several times before it actually has a successful transfer.
Yeah, like 2 to 3. I've seen a lot of 2 to 3 people saying that's kind of like very common to have 2 to 3 to get one successful transfer. But I do have to preface this. Obviously, we understand the transfer is just the first part, because even if the baby implants and it shows your HCG, you're pregnant, there's still like those 9 months of pregnancy, like it's very common that you can have a miscarriage like really early on. So we totally understand there's still other hurdles we're gonna have to get through, but I think right now we're just trying to focus on, okay, what are the things we should be doing to try and increase our chances of our next transfer.
Yeah.
The hard part with all of this, you guys, too, and I think what made it even harder for us is, as we mentioned, our embryos are tested, and that was our highest graded one. And so the rest of them aren't the highest grade, and so that makes us a little nervous that if our highest one didn't take, are these other ones going to take?
But at the same time, we have talked to other people that have done, embryo transfer before and with IVF, and they said that sometimes their lower graded ones actually took over the higher graded
so
ones.
I have heard things, yes, good point, that sometimes grading truly doesn't matter that much. And I think
like in schooling. Just kidding.
Who cares about grades?
I'm joking.
But at the end of the day, I have to remind myself, you know what, if a little baby is supposed to come to us and make it here, God's gonna make that happen, and that's where we're relying on like God's timing and our faith. So there's only so much we can do here, and then if it's supposed to happen, it's gonna happen. And I think sometimes we forget that because it's like, okay, what should I have done? Like, what can we do? And obviously you still need to do your research and not go into it totally blind, But at the end of the day, like, I think that's going to play, obviously, the most important role with all of it. So,
like at the end of the day, like Brittany kind of already mentioned this, but like at the end of the day, like you basically prepare as much as you possibly can, and then, that's all you can do.
Yeah.
And like, there's really like if it's supposed to happen, it's going to happen.
I know. So our doctor actually said when we met with her, she was like, "This should have been a home run," and I was just like,
Yeah, she said the words home run.
Obviously, that's good. It's like, it should have. So my mind's just like, okay, but why didn't it? And unfortunately, with these types of things, she's just like, we just truly don't know. So I wish there was more like to that, but there's only so much we can do. So anyways, so that's kind of the gist of it. We also went over timing as well in that appointment. So we could honestly try on our next cycle if we wanted to. I think I want to give my body a little bit of a break. So we're thinking possibly June.
That's where we're kind of, rather than, like.
It's already April. And so we'd have to jump back into it like end of April pretty much if we jumped back into it. So we're still thinking on that. Let me know, any of you that have had transfers, did you jump right back into it on the next one, or did you wait like a little bit of time?
I would say like we're kind of almost jumping back into it. We're really just waiting like one cycle and then doing it.
Skipping one and then doing it.
And I think that's just to give your body like a break and mentally a break.
Mentally, and just
mentally the most,
Yeah, we've been talking about that. Obviously, being back home is really, it's nice to be back in our own space. And to be back, in Florida. We love Florida. Sunshine most days.
I think for us, like one of the things that we probably want to hear from those of you who've done this before and maybe didn't have a successful transfer on the first try is that, like, with us trying it the second time, what is the best thing? Should we jump straight back into it? Should we actually wait a couple of months? Like, does that make a difference with like how everything works?
According to the doctor, she said no, it shouldn't. She's like, your body usually levels back out once you stop taking those hormones. So she's kind of like, what she told us is it was just up to us. Kind
of like our decision,
so.
Anyways, I don't know, we'll see.
There's so many like facets to all of this. It's brand new to us, obviously.
So we're learning it like crazy, and we get tons and tons of questions. And so if you guys have any questions, maybe just keep dropping them down below.
I know, because I feel like other people that are going through similar things can read the comments and learn from people too. So
exactly, 100%.
It's all just we're this crazy little tight-knit community trying to find out information from people. Look at little Finny right here. You can't even his little paw.
But I think like exactly what Brittany said is something that will definitely like help people the most, is that when people are new to the channel and kind of like reading through the comments, I've seen that a lot where someone will ask a question and someone else will answer it. And so we thank you guys like crazy, because a lot of the times we may or may not know the actual answer to that, and so we really appreciate your guys' input.
For sure, I know, and I've been talking like, especially, so over on Instagram as well, we've been sharing our story, obviously. A lot of you guys follow us over there, but I can't even tell you how many hundreds of messages we get each week, like especially since doing the transfer, of people saying they're in our similar situation. And I just feel like I I don't know, obviously I can't get to all the messages right now and I want to, but I feel like reading their stories will help so many other people. So I almost want to, I don't know, in some ways, like create some support group where people can learn from other people, not just like us sharing our experience, if that makes sense. So that's just something down the line I'm thinking about, but
which I think would be awesome.
So alone, because there's so many people in similar situations.
And that's like the big, we were talking about that, well, kind of this morning, just about like sharing this whole journey and experience and everything. It's really hard, you know, it's incredibly difficult to go through.
Really? I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, I mean, it's hard for some people, you know, but whatever. But
I'm totally kidding, by the way. If you've seen any of our videos, you know I'm the prior in the situation.
But anyways, so it's just like, it's difficult to share this stuff, but it's even, you know, more difficult to go through it, you know? And so, but we do hope that by sharing it, it's actually helping those out there going through something similar in more ways than we, you know, hope can help you.
For sure, you guys. So anyways, that's kind of where we're at right now with everything. Let us know any of your thoughts below, especially on the transfer side of things, what you would recommend. I think I need to do a little more research on protocols and stuff like that, additional testing we can do. But yeah, you guys, we're very hopeful still. We're not giving up. We know this is not the end yet. And
definitely not giving up. We're hopeful. I think I was kind of talking with some friends at the gym. We just barely came from the gym. And I was kind of just chatting with them. I was just saying, like, you know, like every day it just gets a little bit easier. You know,
some of it,
for some of it. I think for me at least, you know, and anyways, I just feel like, you know, every day just gets a little bit better, a little bit easier, and like, you know,
with time,
we're just doing everything that we possibly can do. You know, we're going to continue praying. We're going to continue to, you know, have faith, and at the end, we're just kind of put it all and see what happens.
I know, you guys are. Infertility is a crazy roller coaster, I'll tell you that much. We definitely want to try and do more things that we love, that bring us happiness, because obviously this is a very stressful time of life, and so I feel like anything you can do to counteract the stress is very helpful as well.
We've been down this road, or similar roads in the past, and we've just learned from past experience that like getting out and doing things that you love is like the best way, at least for us, to like cope with it. You know, so whether it's like getting outside, doing something active, doing something fun, you know, being in nature, traveling somewhere, like whatever the case.
And so we're definitely gonna try and get back to the swing of things, you guys, bring you some fun videos. There's so many new places here in Florida we still want to show you. We do have some people coming later this week, which will be really fun.
Been planned for like 7 months.
So we're really excited about that. So anyways, you guys, I think we're gonna go ahead and wrap up today's video. But as always, like we said, thank you for the love, the support. We just love our little family here on YouTube. And with that, we will see you all next time.
Love you. Bye.